There's no way Acebeam took one of my favorite EDC flashlights and somehow actually made it better. Right? Oh, but they did. This is the Acebeam Tac AA 2.0, and let me show you all the amazing features that make it possibly one of the best flashlights ever made. Alright, so maybe I'm getting slightly carried away with the best flashlight ever made, but in my opinion, I think it genuinely is possibly one of the best lights ever made. So let's get straight into some of the differences. I'm going to throw the stats up here so you can see them on either side of the flashlight. Obviously you'll see the big difference between that is 1000 lumens with the old Tac AA, and with the 2.0 it is 900 lumens. To all you lumens people, don't cry, it's okay, it's 100 lumens. With that 100 lumens less, you're getting from 258 meters to 360 meters of throw and 36,000 some odd candela, which is insane out of a AA battery size. Another difference that you'll notice is in the body. You're going to see a different pocket clip on the body. Still love how they do this pocket clip, by the way. This is reverse threaded up here on both of these. You reverse thread it off, and then it sits. It's a ring that goes all the way around the light, so very sturdy. But obviously with this new pocket clip, you're seeing a little bit smaller opening here, but you get that secondary clip going backwards so you can clip it onto a hat or onto a backpack or something facing forward, which I think is very cool, and it's a little bit shorter than the old one. The next thing you're going to see, if you're astute, is the bezel. So on the bezel on these guys, this one is slightly more aggressive on the 2.0 than the original Tac AA here, and I like that. I like a little more aggression. It's not anything crazy, but it's definitely some aggression. So going back to the lumens in the candela, if I can get both of these to focus here to where you can see the emitters. So this emitter, if you can see it, it's circular. So that's the new SFT 25. I believe it is. I could be wrong. It's on the screen. Don't worry about it. And then the old emitter, which I cannot find anywhere exactly which emitter it is, but this one is square. So that's a big difference, and you're going to see that in the beam pattern when we throw them both up against the wall here, or when we're outside or in the shed. You'll see that the beam pattern is very circular with the 2.0 as opposed to a less defined circle with the Tac AA original. So finally, and my favorite upgrade is the tail switch. They did an awesome job. It makes me so happy. As you can see, this is much deeper than this is on this side. This tail switch is a bit stiff. It's not terrible, but it's a little bit stiff. This one has a little bit of that mush to it. Oh, just drop a flashlight. That's typical me. But it feels way better, and that momentary is so much easier on that than it is on this. I really can't show it to you. I can only describe it in the way that it feels. This one just feels way better. So a little bit bigger rear bezel for that new tail cap, and they both still, obviously they both tail stand, which is great. This one's a little bit wobblier than this one. Tail stands really well, but honestly, what a great addition. So with that addition, I think they went, well, hey, why don't we add some new modes and some different modes? So I'm going to throw up on screen the new 2.0 going through some of its new modes that it has. I find some of them, let's say, useless, like the SOS or strobe things and whatnot. I don't think that it matters that a tactical flashlight has a strobe or not. We can get into that. I've seen videos where people were like, it's not a tactical flashlight because it doesn't have a strobe. I highly disagree with that. I think max candela, good throw, good lumens, and a good tail switch is really gonna be the difference between a tactical flashlight and not tactical. But as you'll see, I scroll through the high, medium, low, SOS, all these things. But the great thing is you can change that to whatever you want, or at least one of 6 choices, I should say. So I went with high or turbo all the time. So anytime I click this on, it goes in turbo. Turbo, 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 always in turbo. I think that's an awesome, awesome choice. That is the 6th last choice and on their menu, and it is amazing because I have all the light that I want immediately when I need it, and this thing just throws out one heck of a beam, which I really like. And why don't we get right to that, and I'm going to show you what this beam looks like. All right, let's talk beam pattern a little bit. So here's the original Acebeam Tac AA, and coming in with the new Tac AA. You can see a tiny bit of a color difference between the two, and look how circular and defined that center hotspot is. So we'll throw it right in the center from the same exact distance. There's the new one. There's the old one. So you can see a little difference in spill maybe. Oh, gotta go through the modes. This one doesn't automatically go on turbo like I want it to. But I think they're pretty darn similar. It's really just a color temperature difference, and you've got just that defined hotspot, which is obviously going to overpower this one, and it's going to throw almost 100 or 100 plus meters more, which I think is fantastic. Another key difference between these two is the battery. So with the original Tac AA, you'll see this sucker comes with a 920 milliamp hour Acebeam battery with the USB-C port right there that you can charge it with. Let's get that out of here. And the new Acebeam Tac AA 2.0, wow, has this battery in it. A 1000 milliamp hour, finally, thank you Acebeam. And it is also USB-C rechargeable, just like the other one. Red light when you're charging, green light when it's 100%. And I will throw up the charging stats right now so you can see how high it charged up to. It did a good job. It went just over 1000 milliamp hours, which I think is fantastic. And it did it in over just over 2 hours. So a really good charge time and a really good battery. So well done on that, Acebeam. I don't necessarily have to go and upgrade my battery now, which is quite nice. Alright, we're outside with the Tac AAs. First I'm going to show you the old, so this is the old Tac AA here. As a reminder, there's a light pole, tree to the right, tree to the left over here. This one is about 100 meters away, and it lights that tree up when I'm looking at it really good. And right next to it, you have the Tac AA 2.0, and as you can see, I can cover over that one, and I'm really lighting that tree up. Man, this thing does an awesome job. The candela on this thing is just outstanding. Obviously, if I center it on the car here, you can see the spill. Pretty decent spill. I'm covering the side of the house and the shed. And here is the normal Tac AA. Yeah, it's really about the exact same, I think. Oop. And here, let me just run through the modes I got. That's like a medium, high, and then there's your turbo, and then the SOS, of course, which is annoying. And there's that, you got a nice little firefly mode there, low, medium, and high. Alright, starting off with the Tac AA original here, and quickly to be overshadowed by the AA 2.0. As you can see, that hotspot is just way better with that on there. So side by side, once again, that hotspot of the 2.0 covers over it. And yeah, I can't say enough. This 2.0 is just, they really did the 2.0 solid, you know, with all the improvements. And there's my cat. That's Kuro. Say hi. All right, we're going to do the submersion test with the 2.0, and we'll see if you can last 30 minutes submerged in the 5-gallon bucket. Here we go. Alright, timer's up. This water's always cold when I'm taking it out, but still works. And we'll double check and make sure all the modes and everything still work. Looks like they do. I'll take it apart and make sure there's nothing in any of the ports or anything, and I'll get back to you. It passed the submersion test. Nothing got inside, no water intrusion whatsoever. So we're going to go to the drop test. Today we're just going to be doing the 2 drops from waist height and 2 drops from head height, one on the bezel and one on the side. I'm not going to throw it off the roof because I really like this light, and not that I don't think it's going to survive, because the other one, the old one, did. That's kind of why I'm not doing it, because the old one already survived that, but I do want to show you that this is a tough light. I will turn it on medium mode and drop it for you. Alright, starting from waist height onto the bezel. No problem. The side. Head height. And on its side. Still works. Works great. Nothing cracked. Nothing wrong with it. Works fine. She's a tough one. Okay, the Tac AA 2.0 survived all the testing that I could throw at it. This thing is amazing, guys. You should just go out and buy one. I highly recommend Acebeam and all of their lights, but this one is probably my favorite, and one of my favorite lights of all time. As I said in the beginning, I think it's one of the best lights ever made. Genuinely, just because of all the features it has. Clearly it's strong and it holds up. My other one's held up great. I've carried that a whole bunch since I made that last video. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, you can check out the original one. I made a video about that and some competing flashlights. I will be getting more competing flashlights with this, maybe some convoys in the future, if you guys know what a convoy is. They're a great company too, very cheap. So I'm very interested to see if those ones can hold up as well as an Acebeam. But yeah, go pick up an Acebeam Tac AA 2.0. Use the link in my description. That'll help the channel out. If you don't want to, I totally understand. But honestly, thank you guys so much for being here and watching the video. We'll see you on the next one.